Alright, welcome back everybody. I'm your host Doc Mono and you're watching Doc News. We got a lot to get into tonight, alright? So just buckle down, buckaroos. I don't know if you guys are familiar with OTK, it stands for One True King. It is the org set up by Asmongold and Ms. Kiff and Rich Campbell, which is the topic of today's conversation. Rich Campbell, apparently there are some allegations against him. Allegations, pretty serious ones too, actually. But yeah, I don't know if this link's still gonna work or not. Asmongold addressed the issue
and everything
earlier
Rich,
today.
If you haven't, I would. I think honestly the volume is pretty much okay. It's just that
it's not.
I was talking pretty quietly. How about now? Are we doing a little bit better now?
It does sound better.
Does everything sound good? Are we all ready to go? It's good. All right. Let me make sure my volume is turned all the way up. Okay, good.
Can you guys hear it, chat?
So, I think everybody's pretty much seen the allegations and everything against Rich. If you haven't, I would suggest to just check our Twitter. And, you know, we've obviously addressed
I'm checking that
ourselves.
right after this.
This came to our attention yesterday, and as soon as we pretty much found out and, you know, looked into it and saw what was going on, we had Rich resign from the org, and Rich is no longer a part of OTK, effective yesterday. The reason I'm going to be talking about it, probably more than anybody else that is in the that's in the org, is because the truth is, Rich, like he said, was, you know, my friend, and I want to talk about it on a personal level.
I kind of feel bad seeing Asmongold like this. Like, you can tell it almost looks like he's hurt. I don't think that's like a far stretch from reality. He probably feels pretty bad right now. It's his friend, was his friend. I don't know if they still talk, but yeah. That sucks. Say what you want about Asmongold, but he's not a bad dude. But I don't know, let's hear what he has to say. Yeah, it's hard for him to talk about it.
I mean, it was a big shock to me. I think it was a shock to everybody. It's hard for me to process what's been going on. And I understand that for a lot of people, you all who might have been fans of Rich or Allcraft, you might have felt that way too. I want to say one thing though, before I go any farther. You are not on our team. You are not helping us. You are not doing us any favors or doing anyone any favors by calling a girl that comes out and tells this kind of a story a liar. I read a lot of the comments on Twitter, etc.
Ooh, I gotta check that
and
out.
I saw a lot of people that were saying that it wasn't true, that she's making everything up.
You're ugly. You're disgusting. I'm going to kill you.
Please
give me $200.
do not do that. This is... You are not our fan. You're
What's
not
up,
on our
Nathan?
side. We are on their side. That's why Rich is gone. Do not do this. I understand trust but verify. Makes sense.
Yep.
Everybody deserves to get their side of the story out. But whenever you just automatically discredit one side, you're not looking for two sides, you're looking for the other side. Please do not do that. And call yourself a fan of mine or anybody in the org. The second thing I want to say is that if anybody is in any way responsible for this, it's me. I knew Rich more than anybody else, and because of that, if you have...
I mean, I read last night what happened. Granted, I was drunk, so I don't remember all of it, but you can't know. I mean, you're friends with someone, you don't know their dark secrets. It's not like they share all that crap with you. Mythen doesn't tell me about his dark secrets. I mean, good on him for taking responsibility for it, but I don't... I mean, it would be one thing if he knew about it and he just covered it up and just kept everyone quiet, but I don't think that's the situation. I think just these skeletons came out of the closet and this probably took them all by surprise, and I feel like he took the necessary action. I think it was wise to get him out of the org and address the issue. I don't know. Anyways, let's continue on with the video.
If you feel like you've been betrayed and you've been led to believe something that's not true, please don't take this out on any of the other people in our org, any of our employees, any of the people that we work with.
How many people are in OTK?
Let me tank it. Direct your hate at me.
Nope.
And
not gonna do it.
The third thing I want to say is that I read everything. I also know a few other things as well. This is not drama. This is not getting canceled. These are crimes. I don't want people to go in and call this is drama. It's not fucking drama. This is serious.
We'll watch. We'll look at the tweet. It was pretty vivid. It wasn't like he just like groped her or something like that. It was like actual sexual assault. We will go review the tweet after this.
Serious. It is as serious as it gets. I took action as soon as I could, and I don't know.
He's like genuinely shooken
sucks,
up
man.
by this.
Fucking sucks.
That's sad.
I don't even want to talk about how it's made me feel, because I
This
think
is
that
making me
takes
sad
attention
now.
away from the actual people who are the victims here. It'll take me a while to get over this, but I will get over it. I learned last year that I can get through anything. It doesn't matter. I can take it. I can deal with it.
Yeah, that's sad.
So if you want to give somebody support, give the people who are brave enough to come out and tell their story whenever they're being attacked by people who think that they're doing me or somebody else a favor. Please do not do that.
This would have been hard to record. Did he do this live?
I don't know what else I can do. If there's anything that you guys would like to see me do, I'm open for suggestions. I feel there's a part of me that feels a genuine sense of guilt, and I'd like to do something. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I can do, but
less sexualized content from OTK. Asmongold does not contribute to that a whole lot, but I notice anytime I watch like Mizkif or something like that, and maybe I'm just popping in at the wrong times, but it's always like some like OnlyFans model. It's always something sexual, dude. I don't know. Am I kidding? What? I haven't seen him. He complains about WoW not having boob slider. I mean, he says stuff like that jokingly, but like, I don't know, maybe you are onto something. Like when I watch Asmongold, usually he's like complaining about something, and yeah, there's the occasional like sexual joke, but literally any time I watch like the rest of like the OTK stuff, it's always like partying and sex. Like, I mean, I get it, but I don't know. I mean, I get it's funny and stuff like that, but I feel like 90% of the time when I watch like OTK stuff together, like again, like I said, maybe I'm just popping in at the wrong times. I don't know. But it always seems like it's something like sexual. Like, I don't know. It's weird. All right, let's get back to the video. Yeah, this is painful. I mean, I wouldn't do any better, but
that's what's been going on. And, you know, you have a situation like this and you go through every message, every interaction you have, and you always wonder, like, oh, maybe, like, maybe should I have known something different, or should I have, you know, been able to, like, perceive some sort of thing? And there's just a lot of things that go through my head. And, I'm gonna be a bit shook for this for a while. But I thought that it was right for me to come out and address this directly to you guys and to our fans and viewers and everything, and just echo what, you know, we said in our statement, is that we share in your disappointment. It sucks. Again, Rich is completely out of the org. That's it.
He was one of the founders.
Yep. Like I've said everything that I've wanted to say. Again, two things I want to just reiterate one more time.
A lot of wholesome streamers like
is
me.
that if you go and you are messaging these girls, trying to cast aspersions, cast a shadow of doubt, and make them feel bad for coming forward with what their story is, you are not our fan. You're not my fan. You're not doing us any favors. You're not on our team. You're not helping us. You're not helping anyone. Do not do that. If I see people doing that in my chat, I will ban them. I think everybody should do the same.
Yeah.
Also, again, OTK
ban
has a
you
lot
guys.
of employees. We have other people like, you know, like our other talent that are on the org too, streamers. They know nothing about this. They have nothing to do with this. Even other owners. If you feel like shit, like something wrong, bring it to me. Bring it to me directly. And yeah, let me tank it. I can deal with it. And so I encourage any of the people that were affected by Rich and any of these things to
Come forward.
seriously consider legal recourse. And of course, if that happens, I will comply in any way I can, limited as it may be. These could be actual crimes. So, I think that's about all I have to say. I'm gonna be honest. I think that's about it.
Probably for the best.
That's about it. I mean, I'm not really sure like what exactly I'm gonna do today. I have no idea. But yeah, that's.
If I were him, I probably wouldn't stream past this, and I would probably like meet with the rest of the people in OTK, and they need to have like a serious meeting about the future of the org. Because this is like what, the third thing? You got the thing with, what was his name, Crazy Slick. Then the attempted cover-up, or the attempted downplay, and then this is the third thing. And this is like in the same year. They need to talk. They need to hash out a good strategy, or like figure out how to vet people. I don't know. All right, let's get back to it.
That's about it. And in terms of, like, I know a lot of people will want to make like comments about this or say stuff about this.
Yeah.
I understand like people want to process things, but I'm gonna try to avoid like any of the like memes or stuff like that. I don't want to deal with that.
Well, yeah, it's your
to be
former
honest,
friend.
just, yeah, I don't want to deal with
I
that.
get it.
So yeah.
All right. Well, I think we got about as much as we can out of that. The thing that really sucks about when this happens, especially when it's with someone you know, this is a really bad spot to leave off on. Just there we go. That's a better face. I don't know. It makes you question like everyone else you're around, right? Like I had a boss. This was around like 2013. We were working at this place. Everyone seemed normal. My boss went on leave, and then he never came back. And I think I've told this story to you guys before. He never came back, and about a week later, the boss above him kind of got us all together. He sat us down. He's like, "Hey, so you may have noticed this guy's not here. He's not coming back. He will never be here again. His clearance is revoked. You will never see him ever again." We're like, "Oh my God, is he alive? What happened?" They're like, he's okay." They're like, "What?" Like, what do you mean he's okay? Like, is he in the hospital? No, he's okay. We can't talk much about it right now because it's an investigation. So, you know, fast forward, you know, they never really told us what happened. All those people left before, you know, he was actually like convicted and sentenced. But yeah, he was doing some extremely illegal sexual related stuff. And he's now serving like 22 years in prison for it. So, but the thing that happens is when that happens to someone you know, whether they're your friend or someone you hate or just someone you've been around, like you start like looking at other people like okay, well, that was a wolf in sheep's clothing. Am I around anyone else like that? Or any of my other friends or coworkers like that? You know, you never know. So it kind of makes you like a little bit paranoid. I don't know if he's going through any of that. He probably won't say it even if he is, but you know, I gotta imagine if you're in an org and this has happened like twice now, you know, paranoia might start to set in. You might be thinking like, okay, what other creeps are around that I'm not aware of yet? What other landmines are walking around the organization that are gonna blow up eventually? I don't know. I hate to see him in this position. I like Asmongold. It's kind of sad. I think he's doing the right thing by addressing it. I think he did the right thing by getting him out of the org. You know. But yeah, that sucks. That is awful. Okay, so now we can, let me see if I can even find the tweet. I think I retweeted it yesterday. Okay, here it is. So this is the actual tweet with the allegations. It's actually not that long of a read. Rich and I had a very up and down, on and off friendship and relationship for 4 years. It started towards the end of his career on the Call of Duty desk. Okay. Our physical relationship started in Columbus, Ohio, 2019. I'll even make this bigger so you guys can read it, because I'm pretty cringe when it comes to reading shit. 2019, and was a disaster from there. Without going into extensive detail, because that would require to explain it, there were several times during the 4 years that he made it clear that he only viewed me as a sexual object. But when I would confront him about it, I would get love bombed and gaslit into thinking that he cared about me and wanted to be with me. So he was trying to manipulate her. This would happen during the single periods of my life, as any time I would be in a relationship and he would text or call me, I would tell him I was seeing someone else. After he lied to me about having a girlfriend for an extended amount of time in June of 2021, I didn't speak to him or see him until he called me asking to apologize around the end of July, beginning of August. I always had a deep love for Rich as a person and friend. As the beginning of our friendship, he was there for me like not a lot of people are, so I gave him another chance to be friends. He told me he would prove to me that he was working on being a better person, that he wanted to be in my life. Then in October, he began his typical antics and begged me to come to Texas around his subathon. I said no because I did not think it was appropriate to stay with him, because I did not want to sleep with him and that I did not trust him. He also came to LA in December 2021. He asked to see me, but mainly was only asking to come to the hotel. I said no due to the fact that I was not interested in having sex with him. There was not much communication until I was at the French restaurant AOC in the Upper East Side on January 30th of this year with 2 girlfriends. As the night came to an end around 12 a.m., I Ubered to Rich's apartment in Williamsburg because he asked to see me there. We were in the movie theater in his building. There's a movie theater in the building? Okay, that must be nice. And talking, and he repeatedly kept attempting to get me to lay on him. I repeatedly said I'm not going to sleep with you and that I do not want that. At one point in the theater, he said, I think tonight's the last time I'm ever going to see you. After trying to speak to him for about an hour about our relationship and the awful way he treated me, he continued to deflect and said there's no reason to talk about it because it makes him feel bad. He said that we couldn't stay in the room and needed to go up to his apartment per the apartment rules. I said I don't trust that, and he promised me that the situation, that nothing would happen, and he was respecting the boundary I set. We get upstairs and he talks about how I would be pregnant, how hot I would be pregnant. What? He started talking about how hot I would be pregnant. All right, so this is creepy, but whatever. He then proceeded to jerk off in front of me while continuing to talk about how he thinks about getting me pregnant constantly. What the fuck? He kept begging me to have sex with him. I said no. He continually attempted to take my clothes off. I kept saying no. At the end, I mean the very end, he rolled me over and... Okay. He put himself inside me and finished unprotected. Afterwards, I called my friends who I was staying with so I could come back, and she wasn't answering because I was late at night and she was already asleep. Rich said I couldn't stay there, so I called hotels around New York City looking for a cheap room. I asked this near Subway, and it was a 20-minute walk. Without saying anything to him, I left. Cried in the lobby as he texted me, "You okay?" I never replied. I left. I went to a sketchy hotel in Chinatown and proceeded by myself. I left New York the next day and never spoke to him again. I am a 30-year-old woman in a relationship with someone currently. I've had several relationships with people that just simply did not work out, and I still respect those people and would never make false claim based on a relationship ending. I get nothing out of lying about this. In fact, it's almost expected to receive ridicule when speaking out about sexual assault, which is tragic because that happens a lot, and I'm sure it's probably happening to her right now. You can believe me or not, I genuinely don't owe anyone anything. I'm not here to beg people to believe me. I really hope she's like working with people over this. But yeah, as you can see, Rich is he's kind of a creep. Well, on a positive note, it seems like most of the comments seem to be positive and supportive. His intentions were pretty clear from the way he was texting. Yeah, he was just trying to get some. Okay, what do you want? I want nothing except for other women to be aware. Wow. Wow, what a creep. Yeah, he's pretty bad. Like, it's... Yeah. Pretty gnarly. Oh my god, you should see some of these clips. These did not age well at all. Look at this.
What can you do?
Imagine if I got fired by my own company. That's the thing I have to wake up to every single day, waiting to fire myself.
Now,
well, at least he knew it was coming. Alright. Oh, this one. You get to see his face as soon as he finds out. Dude, check this out, weapon.
At that time, is there something we could do about this? Because we're just wiping to the same thing over and over again.
That's Rich at the top right. It's kind of hard to see.
Through 3 of these absorb shields.
Yeah, this is
in fact, they've called an immediate break. So do you think that might be something that's happening here?
I think that it's possible that they're going to try to reallocate some characters between this and other raids that they think might be stronger, because you don't want to spend too much time.
He's reading the text.
Wasting time with something that you can fix with some damage allocation. This is one of those kind of trap situations. Like you need before you die. Comes in healable.
It's like right at the end of the clip. You just see his face. He's like...
It's just something to kind of get him over this hump. Because, I mean, there might be another wall, but a Razageth...
Wow. Holy shit. That is his face. The second he finds out, I just got canceled. I want you guys to look at it. That is the face of a man whose life just changed forever. I swear, I thought he looked at the camera.
Vance's rune. Not really the end of the world.
Real?
Well... The last few React nights have been kind of heavy, haven't they, chat? Oh my god. Alright, well, like I said, I just wanted to cover that. Felt like it's important. Anyways, that's gonna do it for today's video, everyone. If you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe below. It helps me out a lot. If you didn't like the video, like and subscribe anyways and leave a comment telling me why you fucking hated it. Now that I'm finally settled into my new house, I'm gonna try to upload once or twice a week. We'll see how it goes. If you want to join us live, just click the link below, and you can join us at my Twitch channel where I stream every Sunday starting around 5 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time and going until whenever I get through all the videos. Anyways, that's gonna do it for today, everybody. Hope you have an amazing week. I'll see you at the next video. Peace out, everyone. Bye!